So what's your reaction to Daryl Morey getting fired by the Sixers?
You heard what James Harden
Why?
said?
Daryl Morey is that.
Why is he the only one?
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's the only question I had when I heard.
Who else you want on the chopping block?
It ain't a solo gig over there. That's my thing. He ain't the only one making. He's making decisions. It's a group decision thing, right?
Nick Nurse is coming back.
Yeah.
Who else was over there making decisions?
I like Nick, but what else he?
I
don't think
Elton Brand's still there.
Elton Brand over there?
So they still retain most of their executive. I think Daryl Morey, I think, was surprised and disappointed by that decision. Didn't necessarily.
Yeah, because you don't want to be let go. I would be too. If it's a group thing, if you cleaning house, hey,
clean house.
Well, fuck it. Hey,
spring cleaning. I don't want to be the only one.
Yeah, like that's what that is. I'd be pissed too. I ain't making these decisions alone.
Going like
shit, that's
like New Jack City.
Yeah.
If I'm going now, I'm taking everybody.
This shit bigger than
Kareem Akbar. He's the head of the CNB.
Yeah, this shit bigger.
I told you, I said
bigger than he
said Kareem Akbar. That nigga was like,
not me.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, hey, sinking ships. But why? So, what could? Like why? And you don't clean house?
Feel like it's his fault.
What?
PG.
Signing Paul George?
PG, James Harden.
So signing Paul George traded, gave Jared McCain away to the.
Jared McCain, I think that hurt them the most.
Just seeing him
watching Jared McCain do what he's doing. I think that's what they pissed. Why would you do that? Because of the nails?
I mean, shit.
hold on,
It started when Jimmy was there.
Yeah.
Shit,
Daryl
the whole
Morey
Ben
wasn't-
Simmons, the whole.
Daryl Morey wasn't there. He was in Houston.
Oh, he was. Oh,
He was in Houston with Jimmy.
I'm saying that was the bad juju that started it. Then he just got in and then had to clean it up, and it was like,
Might be Elton up back there hiding behind something.
made that hard.
Who?
Might be Elton.
Might be Elton Brand.
The Duke nigga, them Duke niggas be know how
Over there like this.
God, it's him.
That's funny. That's funny.
So
No, it's I'm
At the end of the
surprised.
day, I feel it's all Embiid centric though. Obviously, made some great moves in that role, getting Tyrese, Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, also traded Harden,
On paper.
got Ben
But
Simmons.
you on
out there
that-
for-
Ben Simmons
You on the
should've
hook,
hit the
man.
layup.
Still
Ever
for
since
another
then,
3
it's just
years
been
with
down.
PG and
Yeah.
Embiid.
And we're going to talk more about that in a second, but that's the other side. Sign PG to that max. And beat
So-
to that 3-year extension that starts next season.
So is it solely Daryl Morey's decision? So that's what I'm getting at
Yeah.
here, right?
no, it,
He probably has some say so, but I'm pretty sure everybody's in the room like, all right, let's do this. That's all I'm.
So I've enjoyed talking to Daryl Morey in the past. He's fun to talk to, but here's the truth about him. He's always been this overrated myth, and it started
Well.
seriously.
I'm not going to talk no more.
Yeah. So I don't know.
No, you-
Is that all right? Yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
Skip, you do what you want.
So the truth is, it's mostly smoke and mirrors with him, and he's the analytics wizard. He was the first one to break through. Came from Stats Inc. and Chess Master, and musical theater producer, and like he's above it all. He's above the NBA. Watch what I do.
Yeah.
I'm still watching. I'm still waiting because he's won nothing. And he's 6 years in Philadelphia, and they didn't get past the second round. I don't know. I just need to see one finals, even if they lose the finals, but I didn't see one. And remember, he started in Houston 2007 to 2020. It's a long time, man.
That is a long time.
And he had his run of stars, and he went and got James Harden. And it seemed like a good move because he got a scoring champ and an MVP out of it. But listen, if you look hard at James's playoff resume, it just has flameouts all over it, right? So you're betting on the wrong guy. In the end, you're betting on the wrong guy. And then James leaves, and Daryl takes out a full-page ad in the Houston paper to thank him for all that he did for Houston. Well, how many? No championships. And then you point out, and then James completely turns on him in Philadelphia and says, I never will play for that man again because he's a liar.
James wanted his bread.
Yeah.
He took team-friendly
He did.
discounts expected to get that bag.
That is true.
That bag was not there.
But you know, he just lives on his reputation, which is pretty empty. But seriously, that's what's happened all these years. Oh, Daryl Morey, he knows. Well, yeah. Well, so he gave Paul all that money, and now what?
Now what?
And he gave Joel. He was the one who pushed to go ahead and extend Joel for 3 more years. And it's just silly money for a guy who just stays hurt. There's always something with Joel, and I love him. I've loved him for a long time, but he's just always going to be hurt. When you need him the most, as they needed him against the Knicks, something's up, and it's the knee, but then it's the hip, and then it's just he's sick and hurt, and Daryl just kept betting on him, and to your point, Bob Myers is sitting there, and he's the truth. You know, he is the literal truth. He might be the best one out there. And wait, you're going to commission him to go find? No, wait. He's the one, right? Yeah. He's the guy.
I ain't trying to be here.
You don't want that. You want that responsibility.
Y'all don't even have your own fans in the arena. What we doing?
So Josh Harris, who owns now the Commanders and the Sixers and seems like half the rest of the league, but Josh Harris made a great move. He went out and got Bob Myers and said, I'm going to pay you a bunch of money to come be my guy, you know, my right arm, my right hand. I need you to be my ultimate advisor. And now he needs him to build a championship team. And they said, well, he'll be, you know, overseeing basketball. But man, I would want him to be in charge of basketball. That's just me, because he's really, really good at it. Yeah. And he showed you for a long time how good he was at it. And everybody respects him. So it's so funny to me. You've got the truth and you got the myth, so they let go of the myth and then they tell the truth to go find another myth, right?
Oh,
yes.
shit.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Okay, get your shit on.
Oh, shit.
That part.
Okay. The myth to get the truth back.
Bars.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Right? Who can do the job better than the guy who's going to go find some, like, it's...
Come on, man.
Like, I'm supposed to believe that this guy can do what you put together in Golden State. Like, no.
Do you think they're just pump faking Bob and they're just going to make him stay just a little bit longer?
Maybe.
Unless Bob trying to go get some people that he knew.
No, he going to hire somebody. No, fuck. One thing for sure, two things. He is going to hire somebody for you. He going to find you somebody. It might not be somebody who everybody want, but he going to find you somebody. Somebody come in there and do, like, this is weird, but, hey, shout out to Bob Myers for, hey, getting his bread up, because if he's doing this thing for multiple teams and universe, whatever he's doing.
So they own, like Skip said, they own a bunch of franchises, Commanders, New Jersey Devils, a bunch of arenas, like deep pockets.
No? I'm saying, like, but Bob Myers, though, like, for him to be in this role, because he's doing it for, you said, multiple people, right? This is
So Harris Blitzer is basically Josh Harris's company, so they have a huge portfolio of a bunch of different
it's crazy.
teams, brands, venues.
Bob don't want to put himself in a situation he
wouldn't
was
either.
in.
I ain't trying to come work.
You know, in that last little stint in Golden State where he almost took the blame for all that shit that went down.
It's less stress doing it this way.
Yeah.
Like,
behind the scenes.
Like Van Gundy. That's why Van Gundy didn't coach for all them years. You're like, shit, I can sit over here and still be a part of the game without the stress.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that. And I'm pretty sure that's what Bob Myers think. Like, you know what?
Yeah, that's true.
I can stay in it, but not get, I'm saying, don't have the stress of putting the team together. I could
influence.
I gotta fire him.
I don't like his suit, man.
Get out of here.
That's what Jerry West was doing. That's what
facts.
that's what certain guys was doing for certain people on the team. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the Joel Embiid of it also. Embiid returned from an appendectomy to help lift the Sixers over the Celtics in 7 games in the first round. Missed time in the second round series dealing with a hip and ankle injury. 6th time that Embiid's Sixers have been eliminated in the second round in 9 trips to the playoffs. So after Philly got eliminated, the former MVP offered these thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I said it, and I'm gonna say it again. I know we lost, and I know that's not the right mentality to have. But for me, this was a success. I came into this year not knowing where I was gonna be, how long I was gonna play, if I was even gonna play based on how the knee was the last few years. And I came in just hoping for the best. And I feel like we're in a position where we figured out the knee. Hasn't been an issue.
So Embiid also said the Sixers' entire organization needs to hold themselves accountable moving forward. But Embiid missed the first 3 games against the Celtics, played in 3 of the 4 games in the series against the Knicks, averaging 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. But only 38 games in the regular season, has played a total of 96 games in the past 3 seasons. So Skip, when you hear Embiid saying he considers the season a success, do you agree with Joel Embiid saying that the season was a success?
Again, I like Joel, but that's just wrong. It's just, I don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. It's offensive to Sixers fans, to Sixers brass, Sixers teammates. But that's been his mentality from the start, is that winning's always been second on the list, maybe third. And he wants to make money, number one. He's made a lot because he's now in the midst of a 3-year, $200 million gig. And he is wildly talented. He's in the Wemby range to me of alien talent. That's just me, because I've never seen a 7-footer shoot free throws better than this man can shoot free throws. He can get there and he can make them at a 88, 90% clip. And he's capable on any given night of going 17 for 17 from the free throw line. It's just hard. But he's got that. And he can be a defensive force. When he had 2 knees instead of just, a half and a half, he could control the game on both ends, which is why he won an MVP. And yet, mentality-wise, he cares about making money, in large part for his family, taking care of his family. And the rest, the winning part's optional to Joel. And I know for a fact, I've one really high-placed source there, which is why I told you that after the appendectomy, the doctors cleared him for game 1 against Boston. It was just up to him. They said, it's up to you, whatever your tolerance level is, you'll be fine. You're not going to re-injure, it's gone, it's out. So
you stand on that?
I do stand on that.
I like that.
Because there were people refuting.
There were people refuting.
But that's
trainers and all
I
kinds
just
of shit.
There were
heard it
some.
from a horse's mouth. And then he did come back, game 4 against Boston, and he looked pretty good. In fact, he looked real good. And I don't know how they did it, but they won 3 games at Boston in that series, which still just boggles my mind. But they did that. And he had a lot to do with it. And I thought if he was like 90% right against the Knicks, I thought they had a real shot. But he's the nuclear weapon. And then all of a sudden, he's got an ankle and a hip, which had nothing to do with knees or appendix. And it's just he has a long history of my stomach's upset, like
I got gas.
Yeah, I got gas. Just one thing after another. And so
Yes.
I know that they faced, this is back to Daryl Morey, it was a huge decision whether to extend him. Damned if you do, damned if you don't,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Do we want to see him go somewhere else later in his career and break through and carry some team to a championship? And they said, no, he's just too valuable. So they extended him, and then they have to sit and watch him say, it was a success this year because I stayed relatively healthy. They don't want to hear it, and in the end, it wasn't a success. And he just kind of creaks along, limps along, and I go back. Somebody from the Sixers, whose name I can't say, called me, this is the truth, before the draft, before Joel's draft, and said, we're just trying to gather information on Joel Embiid, Kansas. What do you think of him? And I just say he's a monster. He's a highly skilled monster. I was talking about him the way we talk about Wemby now, coming out of Kansas. And they said, well, he's got back and foot issues, which for big people, obviously the foot is really scary. And yet, I just said, I'm closing my eyes, I'm plunging on him. He's just too good, and I think he'll be even better in your league because somehow when they get away from Bill Self, they just sort of blossom, and it's a whole new brand of basketball where you can kind of be you. And so I know I signed off for what that was worth at that point, but the irony is it wasn't the feet and the back, it's knees and everything else. So it's just always something with Joel where, has he been worth the money? Well, they don't. It's like Daryl Morey. What do you have to show for it? What exactly do you have to show for it after all these years?
MVP scoring.
You have an
scoring
MVP.
champ. The
You
same
have that.
thing that James Harden was.
That's true. That's
Same
exactly what you have to show.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't last. It doesn't resonate. So it was a success because both my knees were pretty good this year. Yet you missed all those games. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you played 38 games. It's not a success, man. Like you playing with,
Come on.
Like you playing with people, Joel.
You
Like
playing
that.
with people. For
Like you
sure.
playing with people. You playing with the fan. Like to Skip's point, you playing with the fans of Philadelphia. You playing with people who watch this right in real time. 38 games is nothing successful about that. Should just set out, but you didn't. So now we're here, right? So this is where the rubber has already met the road. What do you do now, right? I think it's a 5-month thing to see how he looks, man, at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Like, it's 5 months. How is he going to approach this? Getting his weight down, getting in better cardiovascular shape, all of those things to lead up to maybe, I'm saying, the start of next season. And that's the look in the mirror, right? You have to go above and beyond at this particular point to further your career, because what we saw of you, it's winding down, dog.
It is.
Like, it is.
Shouldn't, and it shouldn't.
It shouldn't be, but I don't want to tell you to retire, but that's where it's looking. So if you're not going to do something in the next 5 months to change everything so you can play more games next season than you have in the previous 3 years, yeah, it's time to hang it up then.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not going to do everything in your power to get your body together in the next 5 months, you don't care enough. And that will be what I would take from it if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers. Come October, if Joel Embiid is no better today then than he is today, or 75% whatever, then you're not taking this serious enough, and this is definitely time to move on and time for you to hang it up, bruh.
I felt like it was time to move on when he went to the Olympics. When he had a summer to get his body together and get really ready for the next season. He was so focused on being on the USA team, which, I'm gonna be honest with you, that gold medal shit don't mean really too much of nothing.
For
if we're
America?
talking about, no, I get it, but
big prize?
let's talk
Comparison
about,
to your career?
I mean, yeah.
Ain't worth
Listen,
it.
I mean, shit,
agree.
he can get a gold medal in 2028. I mean, or whenever. I just felt like it was selfish of him to go out there and play in that when your team needs you, and you've been talking about the process. You're making $58 million a year, and you're only playing 30% of the season. We can barely get you. So I feel like that's where it started. I feel like that's when the writing was on the wall, and they should have known then, like, this guy ain't serious. Like, playing out there didn't prove anything. You could have took that whole year to lose weight and get yourself back together, and everything would have fell into place to me. I feel like that.
That's what I
Played 39 games in that 23-24 season.
I'm with you. I said the same thing, right? When he said he was playing, we sat on his couch and said, listen, that's a mistake, right? Go sit down somewhere. What is it for?
Don't mean nothing.
So played 39 games in that 23-24 season. Went to the Olympics, came back the following season, 19 games.
19 games.
This season, 38 games. Available for some of the players.
And that USA, that's high level basketball too. Like, you're playing against that's what, how many people? 12, 15 people? That's 15 of the best ever. So that ain't it ain't slowing down there.
Yeah, like I said, then if it was Daryl Morey, if it was Nick Nurse, if it was Elton Brand, whoever it was, the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers at the time, whoever it was at the time that you're speaking of, they should have stopped it. They could have stopped it.
Yeah. Just like they can stop everybody else from playing today.
They can control that narrative, man. Like, with that situation, you're under contract with us.
Yeah.
Right? You're not under contract with USA Basketball.
They did it with Edie.
Yeah, so
Stop Edie from going to the Canadian, play with Team Canada. Because he had the foot, I think it was the foot thing.
He's dealing with some injuries.
Yeah, and they was like, "Nah, you're not playing."
Right.
So that would have been my thing. Listen, you're not playing. This is like to your point. This is more important over here, right? This is your job. This is your livelihood. The Olympics is a.
It's a dream come true.
It's a privilege.
It's a dream come true.
All those things. It's an elective.
It's an elective, right?
Extracurricular.
It's extracurricular activity, right?
With a good perk to it.
Absolutely.
Great perk.
Yes.
Win a guaranteed championship, though. I'm just saying,
What?
win a gold medal.
It wasn't guaranteed though.
But for the Olympics,
No,
it's a
how did he play in that though? Come on, man, just to go out there.
Group
motherfucker.
They didn't need him to
We
win.
all
It was group
we all get an
projects.
A.
It's a group. Listen, they didn't
what
need him to win.
detriment?
They would have won, man. They would have won
didn't need
regardless.
him.
He played 19 games, so the detriment was he played 19 games the next season. So you went out for an Olympic gold medal, and your job, you go out and play 19 games. I have a problem with that.
Over your career?
I'm an Olympian.
That's cool.
Cool.
That's cool shit. A lot of people are.
The Olympics used to mean something.
It used to mean
I'm
something.
just kidding.
You get your like to Brandon's
bring
point,
that to the table, though.
To Brandon's point, you get your body together and all that. You could have
And 28.
28.
Yeah.
Shit. So you could have been on a run. We could have been making runs right here.
That's all.
Nah.
You could have had
Now,
another
all-
MVP and more.
Now all of it is in jeopardy. Your career, the next Olympic, all of it is in jeopardy.
Oh, the next Olympics, no, it ain't happening.
No, I'm saying, so if he was healthy, yes. But now all of it is in jeopardy.
All right, well,
Your career is definitely in the balance. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
all right, well, let's keep this moving. We'll head back over